Good morning. We're back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the show. As you can all see, we're doing an outstanding job. I must be triggering them. Let's get started, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get the guests in the box because obviously these folks they're triggered. They're totally triggered. Let's go. Let's see. Let's see. So yes, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna keep getting the truth out there.
It's like deja vu. Yeah, it's deja vu.
Good morning, money out of politics. Welcome to the show. How can I help you?
Good morning. I Erica has talked a lot about you and debating with you early on and stuff. So I was just coming on to
Erica.
everything with Erica.
Oh, maybe I gotta remember. Maybe. All right. Well, tell her I said hello. All right. I mean, it's not jumping down. It's not jumping out, but it sounds like she's a big fan of what I do. Did she change her name or something? Let me double check.
She said that she when she first started doing debates and stuff on TikTok that
Where's Erica? Is she here?
she's not here. I found your page through her.
Okay. Well, listen. Thank you, Erica.
It's the school year again, and she has kids, so I'm guessing she's busy right now.
Okay.
Yeah, I was just coming on to say hello. I am the field engagement director for the Money Out of Politics movement.
Okay.
We are a national nonprofit volunteer. Oof, jump scare. Volunteer.
Hold on. I want to do it the other way. I'm so sorry. I like it when we have close people turn their camera on. I like to do it a little bit more formal.
We are a veteran-led, nonpartisan movement that is devoted to getting money out of our political system. We are doing a protest with 350.org in New York on September 20th during the International Climate Summit. We have partnered with Women's March and several other organizations, and the theme for this protest is Tax the Billionaires. And Money Out of Politics' goal is to amend the Constitution to overturn Citizens United, to pass a ban on lobbyist gifts, and to pass a ban on insider stock trading. We don't believe this is a left versus right issue. This is an up versus down issue. And we are here to do the work to get money out of politics forever.
Amen. Now, what was the website again?
It's moneyoutofpolitics.org.
I'm looking it up. All right, because I got to make sure we get it all out there and straightened out. Okay, wow, the fight has just begun. Stay tuned. And so, what would you say people listening to this show this morning? What would be like the 1, 2, 3 things you would recommend that they do to help support you?
So the first thing that they can do to help support us is go to the website if you want to volunteer, especially. We also have merch available on our website if you want to wear Money Out of Politics merch, and that helps me buy supplies for materials when we make posters and signs and things like this.
Yeah.
So that really helps support our volunteers. Then the next thing that you can do is go to our partners' website. It's Move to Amend. And we are currently doing petitions for Move to Amend to get the Constitution amended. And then the last thing you can do, if you're active on TikTok, is please follow us here on TikTok. On September 4th, we are going to be doing a coalition call to action live stream where all of our coalition partners are going to get up and introduce the initiatives that they are working on as a way to get more people involved. But also, we are going to be introducing our next national campaign, and our next national campaign is going to be a set of city council resolutions so that we can start passing resolutions at the city council level to get this amendment passed. So the way that that's going to go is there's going to be a toolkit that you can download on our website, and you can download the toolkit, follow the instructions, And once all of that is done, you will be able, anybody, whether you're a part of Money Out of Politics or not, anybody will be able to take the city council resolution and get it passed in any city near you. And so it's about getting the work done at the local level, at the grassroots level, so that we can truly get money out of politics forever. I have actually written these resolutions for all 50 states. It's been a long project for
Wow.
me. I've written an individual tailored resolution template for
Yeah.
every single state. So the only thing you have to do is plug in the name of your town and get more people in your town on your side to get it passed in your local city council. And then
Wow.
afterwards, you will upload your passed resolution to our database and we will add it to a map so that when our volunteers are doing legislative outreach, we can say,
Yeah.
here, Mr. Legislator, we have XYZ number of towns in your district that have passed these resolutions. Currently, we have a bill in the House of Representatives at the federal level. We have 60 co-sponsors, and we are hoping that with these city council resolutions, we can get more and more co-sponsors to sign up to co-sponsor the bill.
Wow. Well, thank you. That is, as far as I'm concerned, pretty awesome. And thank you so much. All right. And now, how often are you going to be able to come back and give us updates? All right, because we got to keep getting the word out.
Absolutely.
Uh-oh.
I watch your show most mornings.
Okay.
So I'm usually Monday through Friday. If you're on live, I usually watch your show. The website is moneyoutofpolitics.org.
I think you're freezing on my end, but okay. Can you hear me? Okay, I see you now.
I can hear you. I
Okay.
said the website is moneyoutofpolitics.org, and I usually watch your show while I'm getting dressed for work in the morning, so I'm usually here.
Wow. Well, listen.
I've been watching, you were live earlier on Mr. Crossing, and I've been watching while I was laminating these flyers.
Wow. I gotta give it to you. I mean, incredible person, and you're doing real work out here. You're not just on TikTok complaining, and I think it's very important you continue to do that work you're doing and helping to, save our country, all right?
Is another initiative. Oh, I should probably get one that's not laminated so it doesn't reflect.
Wow, I won my approval.
This is another initiative
Thank you.
that we're working on. If you go to our website and click on the Candidate Integrity Pledge, there's a list of candidates that have vowed not to take dark money in this election.
Thank
so
you.
if you are looking for who to vote for in upcoming elections, check out our website and look for candidates who have pledged to work in your best interest and not take dark money. Marla, I hope I'm Maria Lana. I don't know how to say your name, Ms. Kinter, but she has taken the pledge. And there are several other candidates that have been working here on TikTok that have taken the pledge, and candidates on the ground that have taken the pledge. So if you are trying to figure out who to vote for and you feel like whether it's Republican or Democrat, you constantly feel like you're getting screwed over by your candidates,
Yeah.
take a look at our website, take a look at the pledge,
All right.
and make sure that you are holding the candidates who have taken the pledge accountable to the pledge that they have taken.
Amen. All right, money out of politics. Well, listen, I gotta move it on, but I appreciate you, and
Absolutely.
I did give you a follow, and you come on back. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're totally welcome. Wow, ladies and gentlemen, isn't that amazing? Oh my gosh, it's money out of politics.org. Make sure you go and check it out. Make sure you get these candidates, especially the ones. I gotta go read the pledge. I should have asked you what exactly is in the pledge, all right? Because that's important too. But yeah, this is what it's about, ladies and gentlemen, and this is what I've been saying. It doesn't matter where you are politically. This is about really creating a community and being part of a nice community that obviously has one thing in common. We really do want to see America live up to its promises. And right now we understand that's currently under attack as a result of Donald J. Trump and his supporters. And by the way, while she was up here talking to me, while they were up here talking to me, I get flagged. All right, so listen up. All right, we're all adults. if you're getting triggered, honestly, because of Big Zeus, that's a you problem. All right. Because remember, you are in my space. I didn't go to your space and do this. You're in my space. So how are you going to come to my space and get all worked up? It just shows you, ladies and gentlemen, once again, some folks, they're just some of the biggest betas you've ever seen, some of the biggest snowflakes. So let me go ahead and do my PSA announcement once again.
If you're not happy here, then you can leave.
Yeah.
As far as I'm concerned, if you hate our country, if you're not happy here, you can leave. If you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time, very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now. Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay too. But if you're not happy, you can leave.
There you go. And so you want me to make you Trump supporters mad again? You want me to make you mad again? I'll do it. I'll do it. If you want me to make you mad. Oops, there it go. Just made MAGA get mad again. Look at that. There's the Mr. Crossing account. I mean, keep counting it up, alter ego. How many times have they taken me down this morning, huh? How many times? You got to ask yourself, why would people be so sensitive about the things that I'm covering? 90% of what I do is play information that's already out there and is publicly available. So what are you really mad at? And if it's because what I'm saying to you is honestly is causing you to have some sort of emotional reaction and emotional response, then that's a good thing. That means I'm actually penetrating the cult that you are in. And that's what the truth does. The truth, it cuts you like a double-edged sword. All right. And so I'm not going to compromise the message behind what I say. All right. If we want to talk policy, then we can keep it that. But if you want to get into all of that, witty stuff, then, I got tools for that too. But MAGA, here's the deal. Whenever I ask you these questions, it's clear to all of us, you don't have the ability to be truthful. All right. And you don't have the ability to honestly see your hypocrisy. And that's why the energy is the way that it is currently in this country. All right. Because a lot of people don't buy that these tariffs are actually a good thing. You're going to tell the American people you made $130 billion off of us because we pay the tariffs. And then at the same time, unemployment is going up. Our GDP is shrinking and businesses are crashing and going out. And when a business disappears, they never come back. Right. And we're talking about this is what's happening. And so none of us are buying that. This is the golden age. None of us are buying that Donald Trump, he can't release the files. None of us are buying it. So you Trump supporters, is really only one thing you got to do, and that's admit you've been duped. All right, and stop going around here and acting childish because none of us buy that. I mean, and I'm doing a better job of not allowing myself to get triggered and outside of the wonderful person that I've became by interacting with you all. But Tiny Tank Top Tim Tom, people say, why don't you just block them? I should block them because it could be you reporting me. And it could be the Bears reporting me. All those other things that go on in your mind. You're just like, I don't got time to keep up with this. They would rather have me chasing them and blocking them instead of actually staying on message and saying what's really happening out here. And what's really happening out here is it's not looking good. And guess what? We all know this is true when it comes to MAGA. It doesn't bother anyone. They don't learn until it happens to them. Right. And so as much as I hate to say it, because I'm a great person and I actually don't like putting bad energy out there. I'm more like an optimist. Right. I like to be optimistic. But I'm really at the point right now where I'm like, what, if they got to go to hell, then so be it. So be it. If they got to go to Russia, like that one Trump supporter did, he left Texas and said he didn't want to be woke anymore. And he went over there to Putin and Putin made sure he'll never be woke again by sending him to the front lines. If that's what it takes. It is what it is because, we're sitting out here really and you don't give us any credit, especially you, DJ. You don't give us any credit. We're actually trying to save your lives. Now that I think about it, we're really trying to save your lives. We're the ones saying, hey, Herman, don't go to the super spreader event. All right. It's dangerous. But what does Herman do? He goes to the super spreader event and loses his life. And then you guys get mad at us. We're the ones saying, hey, don't go to the Capitol on January 6th. Donald Trump didn't win. Don't go. What did you do? You went to the Capitol on January 6th and you risked your lives and your freedom. And then who did you get mad at? You get mad at us. I've never seen anything like this in my life. We're the ones trying to save you. Don't let them pass that big, beautiful bill because y'all are on the programs and stuff like that you don't realize the government is funding. What did you do? You went and did it. And now look at you. You're fighting for your lives again. And who are you mad at? You're mad at us, the Democrats. No, you should be mad at the people that are going directly after you. This is why I say y'all must not really be listening to Donald Trump when he says this stuff.
You're either stupid or you hate the country. You're either stupid or you hate the country.
What is it going to take for you all to wake up and realize that we're not really your enemy? You want me to say it again, Tara? All right.
You're either stupid or you hate the country.
How many of you all believe that's a perfect way to describe MAGA? How many of you in the chat believe that's a perfect way to describe MAGA? Spiritually blind, snowflakes, crying about everything. If the Democrats, we're not even in control of government right now, MAGA. You should be on cloud nine, thrilled. You really should be. But somewhere along the way, y'all done found a distraction to get caught up in. And the distraction is whether it's going after the most vulnerable population, women and children, right? You're going after them. You're going after Governor Gavin Newsom. He's not even running the country. If I voted for Donald Trump and Donald Trump was truly delivering, right? He would be, I had maybe under Biden, I had $10,000 in my account. But now under Donald Trump, I'm balling out of control. I got hundreds of $1,000s. I got $100,000 busting out the rapper. I wouldn't even be complaining about a thing because I'd be so, hey, don't bother me. I'm out here getting money. I don't know what the heck y'all are talking about. That's what the energy would be. But that's not what it is. You're still broke. Your bills, they haven't gone down. They're going up. Inflation is actually making the cost of living even higher. And you're still suffering. So what does that tell you? What does that tell you, MAGA, if you're still suffering, even though you're, quote, winning? You remember when he said this to you, MAGA?
You're going to be so proud of your country if I get in.
Remember this?
You're going to be so proud of your president, and I don't care about that. But you are going to be so proud of your country because we're going to turn it around and we're going to start winning again. We're going to win so much. We're going to win at every level. We're going to win economically. We're going to win with the economy. We're going to win with military. We're going to win with healthcare and for our veterans. We're going to win with every single facet. We're going to win so much, you may even get tired of winning. And you'll say, please, please, it's too much winning. We can't take it anymore. Mr. President, it's too much. And I'll say, no, it isn't. We have to keep winning. We have to win more. We're going to win more. We're going to win so much.
You hear that? Who thinks they're winning? All right. And so I don't want to have to keep playing these games with you Trump supporters. You either know or you don't. All right. Now, where are the Trump supporters at? Do we have any Trump supporters? Please identify yourselves. Come on up here. We'll try this again because I don't got all morning to play these games. Let's see. Okay, let's go. All right. Let's go. Good morning. How are you? How can I help you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm doing all right. I'm just trying to save this country. Are you a Trump supporter?
Yes, absolutely. I wanted to ask you a question about what you said a moment ago
Okay.
about super spreader events, how y'all were
Yeah.
telling people not to go to super spreader events.
Yeah.
Uh, it's funny you say that because what about the protests that everybody went to? Those were super spreader events as well. Do those not count?
Those do count.
Okay,
But you
well,
still
why
should.
didn't you
You
tell
still.
people the same thing to not go to those?
I did. But if they. But it seemed at that
No,
time
no,
there was
no,
I did because it doesn't. Listen, science doesn't discriminate, right?
right.
Okay, and the other thing
But
is
that's
someone just pointed.
hypocritical.
Hold on. So if you're going to go somewhere, you should at least do things like take preventative measures, social distance. I
Oh,
think
like,
some. Hold on,
right.
someone also they're pointing out, and this is a good point. Being outside is a lot different than being inside too. Wearing
Did you see
masks,
the
wearing
protests? They were right next to each other. There was no
yeah,
6 foot distance.
and I guarantee you, Beckman, there were people who probably contracted C-19 if they went there. It's not.
Yeah, yeah.
It
So
doesn't.
I'd
It
like you
doesn't.
to.
It doesn't,
I'd like you
Beckman.
to at least say that, both sides did it rather than acting as if it was just Republicans.
I'll say this: both sides did it, but here's the
Thank
thing.
you.
Hold
Thank
on,
you.
but Beckman, are we being sincere? Are we being genuine? Donald Trump, he didn't
Well,
need
you
to
weren't.
have
I
it.
had to
Hold
call
on,
you out
hold
on
on,
it for
hold
you to
on,
be
hold on.
sincere and genuine. I had to call you out on it. But now you
Are,
are. Thank you.
can I finish saying what I need to say? Because
Sure, you're
it's been
stuttering.
no, actually no. I don't think. Well, here's the thing:
And you're stuttering. Kind of
the
embarrassing for you.
virus C-19 doesn't discriminate. All right, it'll go to anybody. That's how viruses. They don't go. Are you a Trump supporter or not? Okay, I won't bother you. You know how this stuff works. So this is why I'm stunned. I'm going. Why would this be the point you wanted to bring up? But the other thing is this: Donald
I just
Trump's
like pointing out
role.
hypocrisy from the left, like you do that often.
Okay, can I get you to agree Donald Trump played a role at the super spreader event?
No, absolutely not.
Okay,
It doesn't
okay.
matter who would have been president.
No, 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 no.
COVID-19 would have gone through this country the way
Well,
it did, no matter
okay,
what.
so I could sleep
Uh,
good tonight knowing that when you asked me a question, I was able to be honest with you. You don't think Donald Trump having a rally played any role in Herman Cain being a victim of a super spreader
No,
event at his rally?
absolutely not.
Okay, so that's where I say you either know and you're lying, right? Or you don't know and you need to actually go do your research, right? So whose rally was it? Do you know
I'm
whose
not
rally
sure
whose
which
rally
rally you're
was it?
talking about. You're talking about Donald Trump's rally?
The one Herman Cain lost his life at? Well, not at it, but he
He lost
contracted.
his life
He
at
he
it. See,
he.
you gotta watch yourself. That's misleading.
I said he lost it
How
as
do
a
you know he
result of
got it
going
there?
to it. He lost
How do you
his
know
life
he got
as a
it there?
result of going
U.S.
to the rally.
Because
Beckman. How old are
no, I'm
you?
saying, how do you know that he got it there?
Because it's been reported that he got it there.
Well, how is that? How by who?
The
Who reported it?
the
Pull that up. Show me
doctors.
your source for that.
No. Just go look it
Show
up.
me your source that's where
No.
he got it from.
Okay, so Beckman, if you don't
It's
know,
kind
then
of
you don't
embarrassing
know.
for you. You don't know, man. You're bringing up something that you're just hoping is true
No, I'm not.
because
I'm okay.
you want to make the right look silly for going to that, and you're actually tokenizing that man for your own benefit on your live. That's pretty embarrassing.
Yeah.
Why
Okay,
would you
Beckman.
tokenize
Okay.
the death of a man?
Okay, Beckman. So here's the deal.
Are you tokenizing that man or not?
Here's the deal, Beckman. I'm listening to you, and I
Yes,
realize
you are.
something. I'm listening to you, and I realize that you don't have the
That you
ability to
just
be
got dog
honest.
walked.
No, because I could do
Pretty
things right
embarrassing
now.
morning for you.
I could do things like I could mute you because it's just
Right.
clear to me
That's what
you're
you
not
normally do to
listening.
people.
Can you listen? Or if not, I'm going to have to use my executive power to realize, let you know who's in charge. I'm really trying to show you I have self control. All right. So if you don't want to believe the information that I'm sharing with you, Beckman, I'm not going to beat you over the head and say you better believe it. All right. And I'm not going to go around here and ask you to show me information to back up what you're saying. I have the actual honest ability to make common sense decisions based on the information that I have. And what I'm saying to you is Herman Cain, whether you want to believe it or not, went to Donald Trump's rally and contracted C-19. It was a super spreader event. It was widely reported. And as a result of it, went to the hospital and later on passed away. And what I also did is I illustrated how January 6th was another example of how Donald Trump lured his supporters to a very dangerous situation. And at the end of the day, it resulted in some of his supporters, one of them clearly losing her life, others actually throwing their life, liberty, and their freedom away as a result of being prosecuted and convicted and sentenced. These are
When
things
did
that have
Mr. King?
actually.
When did
Hold
Mr.
on,
King go to the doctor?
Beckman. I was not done.
Oh,
All right.
sorry, you're monologuing.
Yeah,
Sorry.
sorry is a good thing for you to start using. You could get a lot further in
Yeah.
life if you use that word a lot more.
Well,
To be
stop
honest
lying,
with
and
you,
you could get further in life.
you have a problem with liars?
I have a problem with you lying and being misleading on your TikTok every day. It's embarrassing for you.
So
Tell
you
me
have a
when
problem?
Mr. Kane, when did he go to the doctor? Do you know?
No, I don't know the exact
Well,
date,
then how
but
can
I
you
can get
argue
it.
something and say something that you have no idea about? That's embarrassing for you
Oh,
too,
because there's a difference
because
between
you're
knowing
working
something
on
and
your
then knowing
feelings
the
and
details.
you're tokenizing that the death of that man. That's
W
sad.
Rick, W Rick. So so here's the
You
thing.
in the chat are nothing.
So Beckman, here's the thing. Here's the thing, Beckman. Hold
You
on,
in the chat for
Beckman. We're
that.
done.
Thank you.
Beckman, we're done. I'm gonna
I
mute
know
him
you
real
got
quick,
dog
and we'll
walked.
just ask. Does anybody in the chat believe Beckman? Let me
Ask
double
your
check real
group of.
quick. Let me Beckman. Does anyone in the
They're
chat
all your
believe
buddies.
Beckman?
Ask them.
No. You have some friends. I see them.
Yeah, but come on.
I see conservative Democrat. I see Tiny Tank Top Tim. I see Snuggles. Does anyone believe Beckman in
That
the chat, ladies and gentlemen? No. Okay.
ask your.
And so Beckman. The thing is,
Disingenuous.
Beckman. Here's the thing. Okay, and I got to do this. I got to do this for Beckman. All
Another
right,
thing too.
because Beckman. Jesus Christ! I spent more time holding the button down, talking. That's way more energy than I wanted to use. Beckman, if you have been following the show, I've been very reserved because I know your haters are out here trying to get me to say and do something that can ultimately take the platform down, and I'm not taking the bait. Bottom line is, you got to do your own research. And I understand 64% of the Trump supporters out here barely have a high school education. And so what do I look like arguing with a fool? There's a great saying out there. Be careful when you argue with fools, because from a distance, you don't know who's who. Hey, Beckman, if you can't see that Donald Trump continues to lure you into his traps, where ultimately you could become instantly a casualty of whatever circumstance he got going on, I don't know what else to say, bro. And the bottom line, if you were paying attention to what I was saying, I was trying to point out to you that it's us trying to tell folks like you, don't go there. It's dangerous. But yet and still, you've proved my point, Beckman, that you're willing to throw your life away for Donald Trump, even despite the fact even if you know well in advance that what he's going to do will cost you your life, you're willing to do it, which proves my point. Ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and warm up the lake of fire for Beckman, who got in the box. Totally demonstrated he was a snowflake. Can't even have a civilized discussion with Big Zeus. And wasn't I so reserved, ladies and gentlemen? Wasn't I so reserved with him? Because I could be on fire right now. And I said, no, I'm not going to do it. I'm going to really hear this demon. And unfortunately, it's the same old sad story. Nothing. Ladies and gentlemen, let's send him straight to hell.
Silence, you MAGA demon.
The Republican Party today, you might as well call them the party of not yet. That's what they're campaigning on in 2028. Good morning, Attacking Geeks. Finally, I get to see you. You've been missing in action. Everything okay?
Yeah.
Oh, what's this? What's this?
Herman Cain news article. Herman Cain treated for C-19 after attending Trump rally. Boom!
Boom, W Attacking. And this is why I tell Trump supporters, don't lie on this show, because there are people listening that will come back and be like, hey, you either right or you were wrong. And 9 times out of 10, you've been wrong. All right. Thank you, Attacking.
I've booted him out of my room. The thing is this, when how you've been taken down 3 times so far today?
Yes. I've been taken down 3 times and reported like 7. It seems like, yeah. But what's good?
The people on the right hand side cry. First Amendment right, freedom of speech, blah 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 blah. And then they get upset with you for speaking the truth. Kind of like they get upset with me for showing my freedom of speech of repeating what they say. Their lies. See, they don't. See, the reason being they're upset is because they don't want to hear what they lie about, because they can lie. So as they're lying, they're not listening. So if they have to regurgitate what they've said, they get upset at you and me.
Bingo.
That's why. They don't want to. They don't want to recognize that they made this horrific comment, like Joe Biden's a P.do and ignoring Trump, or now they're saying that the Democrats are using the Jeffrey E. papers to go after Trump. Now they're protecting Trump from that and saying Maxwell's a victim. So all these things that come into effect. Oh no, Trump didn't do anything. It's all unless he was thrown in jail, he didn't do anything.
Yeah.
So I made a video. when Donald Trump met with Putin this weekend, and then he comes out and says on Fox News that Putin said that I really won the election. I won the election, and the only reason why I lost it was mail-in ballots. No, that's what it was fraud. So Putin patted him on the head, praised him, gave him some treats, so on and so forth.
Yeah.
And what did Trump do 48 hours later? He says, I'm going to write an executive order taking away mail-in ballots. Now, you tell me again how Putin doesn't have influence over Trump. Putin makes a comment, Trump runs with it. Now he wants to take away mail-in ballots, which is going to harm veterans, senior citizens, older people, disabled people, so on and so forth, people who live in your rural counties that can't get to a voting poll, so on and so forth. So now he wants to take away the rights, but he can't.
Yeah.
But you know what he's doing? He's laying the foundation to put military onto the ground so they can either take the ballot boxes or the machines or the scanners and so on and so forth, or try to stop.
Yep.
All right? Because they have been, now with Texas doing what they're doing, gerrymandering, trying to take 5 seats away, and now Newsom's doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Donald Trump is laying the platform or the foundation to cheat in the next upcoming election.
You see it happening too, brother. I see it. Yeah.
We do, but why don't they? Because see, when he's doing this, he's also taking away your right to vote Republican Trump supporters. Because now you can vote. How many Republicans vote by mail? And then now they're not going to be able to vote. So you guys can't vote now. Your mother, your aunt, your grandmother, your disabled relative, so on and so forth. Or your military relatives in another country who can't vote. He's taken away your right to vote as well. Kind of like when he's trying to cheat. He's trying to cheat.
Maverick, the devil is a Democrat, says, oh, well, shouldn't have cheated in 2020. So she's willing to give up her rights to vote attacking. What do you say to her? Because she clearly wants to live in a regime.
Hey, Maverick, I'll do what I've done with other Trump supporters who think that the election was stolen. I'll give you $10,000. I'll send it to your bank account if you prove that the election was stolen. Right now,
Maverick, could you at least get on board with that?
I'll go to my account. I'll do a wire transfer from my bank to your bank. Come on, prove it.
Yeah.
That's all we want you to do. Prove it, because Donald Trump hasn't proved it. His attorneys haven't proved it, and he still can't prove it as he's trying to go after now the January 6th committee, so on and so forth, coming up with all these lies and so on and so forth. But see, what you guys don't really realize or don't care about, in Georgia, when Trump and Giuliani attacked Ruby Freeman and her daughter, Shay Moss, Georgia had 24-hour security cameras in that facility. And they were live. And you could have watched all the proceedings live. And then what did Georgia do? They downloaded or uploaded it to their website, and you could have watched every step of the way from the ballot watchers sitting over against the wall, looking at their phones when they're really not paying attention what's going on, to the guy in the red shirt who was a election official walking around, to the so-called boxes underneath the tables of ballots, all that stuff that was right in front of your eyes to show that there was no fraud going on.
Yeah.
And by the way, everything was shown with Ruby Freeman putting the ballots through one time completely.
Thank you.
He did try to do it 3 times only because they jammed. You have to take them out, clear the machine, clear the computer, put them back in. That was the process. But they only went through one complete time And you guys don't have any other verified
None.
videos or statements from anybody that anything was stolen. And you guys are
They
still
don't.
running with it. But what's really disgusting is you Trump supporters who are saying Maxwell is a victim. That's sick.
Yeah.
That's
And they're gonna rot in hell attacking. They will. Because we see it for what it is. It's them being vassals of transgression. She says, what about her right to work? You won't have a right to work. All right. So Maverick, relax. Don't worry. When it's all said and done, when it's all said and done, Maverick, you'll just be property of your partner, whoever your property is. Your
right
huh?
to work for what? Who's getting right to work? What do you mean?
She thinks she has a right all of a sudden, and I keep trying to help these Trump supporters understand. You're not going forward; you're going backwards. If you knew your history, Maverick, you would understand. If you go back far enough, you wouldn't have any rights. All right, and so I would really encourage you to actually spend some time off the app and research things instead of just listening to Donald Trump making these.
She's a convicted criminal. She doesn't have the right to work.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about that, but I know that, she could be at risk of losing a lot of things if she continues down this path that she's on. All right. And that's just me being honest. All right. Seriously. Now, attacking, we're going to move it on. All right, brother. But it was a pleasure checking in with you, and I'm glad you made it to class on time. Hopefully, you've been going back.
My body clock is still off. It's been 3 weeks now.
Got it. Well, listen, you got to do better. All right, sir. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, W attacking. No lies detected. Yeah. Oh, Maxwell, she's the criminal. Yeah, absolutely. All right, let's keep it going, ladies and gentlemen. Let's keep it going. All right, let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Somebody said they had evidence, and if you start saying stuff, Cosmo, because we spoke last time, you start just disrespecting the platform, we're not going to go any further. But you said you had evidence of the election being stolen.
Yeah, but just let me address your disrespect comment. I don't remember disrespect.
Well, you're using profanity, I believe, and I asked not to do that. All right, we can have political discourse. Oh, okay. Well, maybe my mind's off, but just keep it clean. And let's get straight down to brass tacks. You got evidence that the 2020 election was rigged and stolen?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, could you produce it?
I mean,
And then we'll let the audience determine whether or not it's credible.
Okay. So anyway, you're familiar with social media, obviously, because you're on TikTok, right?
Correct, to a certain degree. Yeah.
Really, to a certain degree, exactly. You pretty much know the game, so you know who
Correct.
the players are. You know who the players are. You know who the top platforms are. It's TikTok, X, and Meta, right?
Okay.
So
Well, I
those
don't know those. Can't. If we're under oath, I wouldn't be able to say 100% definitively. Yes, I know exactly who those characters are at all. I just have enough of an understanding. But if you don't mind, and if this involves Hunter Biden's laptop, is that where you're going?
That's part of it, yeah.
Oh,
It's part of the Zuckerberg $25 million pay, and all that's said in that letter. That he was basically saying that he was high pressured by the agencies every week, and that basically made him do things, basically suppress information.
okay. And then what? Okay, so you got the laptop. What other? And then we'll ask. Huh?
The bottom line is the administration was using the agencies to, it wasn't like the agencies took it upon themselves to speak to Zuckerberg, right? They wouldn't do that.
What administration was doing this? The Trump administration?
Biden administration.
How? Biden wasn't in the office when he was running against Trump. It was Trump's administration, right? That's how I remember it.
I think there's crossover between when Trump was in and when Biden was in. So that's when this period.
Okay, so think
kind of when this happened.
But for the sake of being transparent, it was under the Trump administration.
Well, some of it was and some of it was not.
Well, we're talking about the portion that involved Hunter Biden's laptop. That happened under the Trump administration.
So let's say it's during the Trump administration. What came out?
Let's say
administration.
Yeah.
Let's say you're 100% right. And what came out during the Trump administration was this letter, which is something that happens after the fact, after the crime, right?
So if it comes out under the Trump administration, by logic, it would mean that's something Trump has to be accountable for, then, right? If it happens under his administration, then it belongs to him, right? I mean, I'm not the brightest, sharpest tool in the shed. You know that, Cosmo. But I know how the game goes. I know the rules of the game, so to speak. This is Trump's administration.
Yes and no.
Did this.
So yeah, yes and no. So what you have is you have basically the leader of a major platform, social media platform, who's got hundreds of millions of people on his platform on a regular basis, and what he was compelled to sort of do was censor information on the platform, right?
Who compelled him to do it?
The agency.
The agency that is under Trump's administration.
Well, there was an agency under his
It,
administration.
it's just a yes or a no.
Yes and no. There was because it's two different time frames. There's an agency under his administration, and there's an
Did it
agency.
start under the Trump administration? When
Yeah,
when the compelling began, so the compelling began
the
under
letter
the Trump administration.
the letter started in the Trump administration.
And did Trump engage in a peaceful transfer of power to help Biden carry this out, or was there no peaceful transfer of
That's
power?
that's sort of
I'm
a different issue.
Well, because if I would be like, okay, so it started under Trump, and then they met and they talked, and then they said, okay, we got to keep this going, and then that's what happened. But it seems to me like this happened independent of President Biden being involved.
No, that's
If
not
it
what the
started,
letter.
if it according to what you're saying, it started under Donald J. Trump's first administration, and President Biden at best was only president elect, which doesn't mean he was the one running the government at that point. He took over, in January of the next year. So this means this has to be something the Trump administration takes accountability for.
Yeah, so if something happened during the end of the Trump administration and it wasn't found out till the beginning or middle of the Biden administration, then that's the issue, and that's what we're talking about,
Yeah,
right? We're
it,
talking
it, it,
about
we're talking about the basically who's responsible. And so Cosmo, here's what it is. I'm gonna be honest. This is like Shark Tank. I'm just not sold.
yeah, but did you read the letter? Did you read the letter
I
from
remember
Zuckerberg?
reading. I remember reading it, but it doesn't to me provide any really. Zuckerberg could say anything.
Well,
Just try
there's
to
two
gain favor and stuff like that. These people, they're all bought. These people aren't all honest and telling the truth all the time. You know that. But one thing I
think
know
about
is if it happens under the Trump administration, then it's something Trump dealt with. It's something Trump, like if we talked about the Afghanistan withdrawal, right? If I bring that up and I hate to do it, who would you say is responsible for that?
we would say Biden.
Why? It started under the Trump administration, based on what I know.
Yeah,
The
and
withdrawing of the troop numbers and stuff like that. And so why would you say it's Biden?
well, what I'm pointing to is the letter and what it says. If you're saying the letter is worthless because it was written by Zuckerberg, that doesn't seem credible. Why? Because this is a serious
Okay.
leader
Okay.
of a major platform, right? He's not going to roll over on the agency, is he?
I really can't speak for other people, but
Do you think
what? But and
that
those are great questions. But I'm really not necessarily focusing on the Zuckerberg. I'm focusing on your logic, the model you're creating, and I'm pointing out to you that you're not being consistent in your application of assigning blame. And so what I'm understanding is, even though in your mind it started under the Trump administration and it carried into the Biden administration, you're blaming the Biden administration or the deep state, right? I don't know how you frame it, but you're not blaming Trump for it,
well,
right?
let me I'm blaming Biden administration for it, and here's why. If there's a letter that comes out, right, from Zuckerberg, and let's say you don't know what the letter says, but it says things like he was pressured as a social media leader, top social media leader, by the agencies. If you say something against the agencies, the way it works is they come after you. Right? If you say
Who?
something
Yeah,
if you
okay,
say
but
something
if I were to take that as truth, and then I'm going to try to bring up somebody that could possibly help me with this story, but I'm just going to say how I see it. Then I'm going to say, well, who at the agency pressured him to do that, right? And was this agency at the time they were pressured under the Trump administration, or were they under the Biden administration? And from what I'm gleaning based on this conversation, the pressuring began under the Trump administration. Yes or
I,
no?
I think it began. Yeah, I think it began
Yeah.
I think it began under the Trump administration and
Okay, so let's
continued.
pause. Let's pause right there. It began under the Trump administration. And who do you think is responsible for it again?
Trump is responsible for the Trump administration, and Biden
No,
is
but
responsible.
the press the you said the election was stolen, correct?
Yes.
Who do you think stole it?
Well, I think that if a major leader of a social media company that has hundreds of millions,
Can I get a name?
yeah, Meta.
Oh, you think okay? So you think Mark Zuckerberg? I thought you were going to say Joe Biden, but
No,
you're
no,
thinking
Zuckerberg.
you're saying Mark Zuckerberg stole the 2020 election.
No, I'm saying that he was pressured by the agencies to suppress certain
Okay,
information,
okay,
and that resulted in
okay.
the
Let me
change of the
let me
outcome of the election.
Cosmo. I don't think this is. I don't think you're following me. I'm asking you
Yes.
who would have benefited from it being stolen. Who would have benefited if they
Biden.
had? You were suggesting President Biden would benefit, right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, but you're also pointing out that this all started under the Trump administration.
Well, he was running, right? He was
No,
running.
it was a yes or
And he
no.
lost. And
It
he
was
lost, right?
okay. No, no, no.
And the reason why he lost.
So if people in the Trump administration are being pressured, my question was who pressured them in the Trump administration?
The agency, the letter said that Zuckerberg was pressured by the agencies.
And who did the agencies report to?
They reported to Biden at one point, and they reported to Trump
Okay,
DOJ at one
so
point.
but in a chronological order, they started. It started when it was in the Trump administration. They started there. So what I'm
The
hearing you
letter
say
doesn't.
is what I'm hearing you say is during Trump's administration, he was pressured by his officials. I mean, Zuckerberg were pressured by Trump officials to help President Biden win the election.
Yeah, when
Correct?
Trump was president.
So
Yes.
so
Yeah.
so when I okay, so
When Trump
then
was president,
then I'm
FBI.
asking you, where did that directive to pressure them come from? And I believe you're going to say it came from Joe Biden.
Yes.
Okay, even though it was in, and so now I'm seeing. Okay, so you see how you can actually say Joe Biden is responsible for what happened in the Trump administration. You see how you can do that?
Well, look at it this way.
No, no,
Did
no, no.
you?
Did you see how you can do that? Because this is where I'm trying to take you. Then I gave you another example of the Afghanistan withdrawal. And
Right.
you can't see how Donald Trump is responsible for something that happened in the Biden administration.
Because there's a difference. There's a huge difference.
And that's my point. It doesn't matter with you. Everything is never, nothing will ever be Trump's fault. All right. Now, what I'll do is this, because I don't get to always, give you the opportunity to actually get information that can push, challenge you to think beyond where you're at. I wanted to bring in my good friend Val. Welcome, Val. How are you doing, sir? Are you paying attention, Val, and listening to this? Because this
I'm
is,
dumber for listening.
I'm sorry to put you all through this, but is there anything you could possibly say to kind of help?
Yeah, there's only one thing. If Russian interference was going to be working by the social media companies, Zuckerberg, TikTok, and X, and at that time that would have actually been Twitter. Okay, if that was going to be the case, why would they allow the Russian misinformation?
And what we're doing, and ladies and gentlemen, bear with us. We are literally deconstructing and debunking on something we've done over and over before. But you're starting to see why you're starting to see it fall apart right here on TikTok. So yes,
Oh,
Cos,
let me get it back together for you because I'm looking at the letter right now. Some snippets from the
I
you
don't
letter.
want to
care
show
about
us the
all
letter
that.
too? You want to show us the letter?
I care so little about this letter because the end
The
result
letter is so relevant. That's why you don't care
is
about it.
from the election cycle that started in 2018 and ended in November of 2020.
Okay, that's
In
facts.
that election cycle, if everybody will remember, the big story was all the misinformation that was coming from Russian bots in Russian areas that social media was putting forth. Okay, and all of that misinformation was against Joe Biden.
Let's go.
Okay, so
Take a look at what the letter says.
Oh.
with that said, sir, why
Let's
would
take a look at
any
what the
Hold on,
letter says.
Cosmo. I'm listening. You and I've talked. I got to hear what Val has to say.
why would any social media company allow that, but fix the election.
Let's look at what the letter says in just 2 sentences, right? Instead of the whole letter, I'll give you 2 sentences. Zuckerberg says, "I believe the government pressure was wrong, and I regret that we were not more
One, I don't
outspoken."
know when this letter was written. I don't want to
He
spread the
pledged.
conspiracy theories that are coming out of your
Why are
mouth
you running
right
over me,
now.
bro?
What's the date on the letter?
Yeah. What's the
Why are
date
you
on the
running over
letter?
me, bro?
Huh?
Why is he running over me when I'm speaking?
What was the date on that letter you were reading? I'm just curious.
I'm going to try to get you the date.
And Val, I'm with you. This is really beneath us.
So let me just. How is it beneath you, bro? This is Zuckerberg's letter.
Okay,
It
because
says in black and white that the government pressured.
but what
pressure
was the date on
wrong.
the letter?
I'm getting you the date. But I also want to finish the what it says in the letter.
We heard enough.
He pledged that he
started off saying "I believe," correct?
A date.
yes.
Sir.
Yeah, and when people say "I believe" up front, I already know it's not credible. But that's up to you to continue to read, go down that rabbit hole.
A date, please.
He also pledged that
Val wants a date. Val wants a date.
He also pledged that men who would push
I want a date.
political interference
I want
in
a
content
date.
moderation.
I gotta mute you, Val. He's not giving us a date. Why do you think?
I want a date.
Yeah.
Because this is ridiculous. I mean, hey, let's just allow all the Russian misinformation against the Democrats, but we're going to get the Democrats elected.
Yeah, so Cosmo doesn't have a date, ladies and gentlemen, and we're really at the point, Cosmo, where we got to move it on, champ. Unfortunately, you failed to do the assignment, which is to prove that the election was rigged. Cosmo,
2024.
huh?
August 2024 is the date of the letter. Retroactively. He's
I'm
speaking
done.
retroactively.
Cosmo, I gotta move it on, but I gotta say, you did a better job keeping your composure today. That's progress, but you got a long way to go because now you got to stop bringing lies up here, right?
Go read the letter, buddy. That's
Okay,
not a lie.
we'll go read it, but in the meantime, I just got to ask you before I do what I got to do. Do you still support Donald Trump still?
100%, 200%.
Okay, Cosmo. Well, I'll take care of the rest, ladies and gentlemen. That's Cosmo, ladies and gentlemen, and this is the prime candidate for hell. Val, you did an outstanding job debunking him. He got up here and said he's going to prove to us the election was stolen, and all he had was a letter from Mark Zuckerberg written in 2024. No, sir, that's a no-go, ladies and gentlemen. Cosmo, enjoy your first-class trip straight to hell.
Silence, you MAGA.
W Zeus, W Val.
Basically, what he's trying to is a letter in 2024 of some CEO's opinion.
Yeah.
That's the reality of what he wants to think. Sir, I want to remind you of something.
Thank you,
There
Val.
were 60 lawsuits on this. If there was a shred of evidence to be found that this was absolutely true, it would have been found after 60 lawsuits. Oh, and by the way, Cosmo, he lost every one of them.
Yeah. Thank you. That's another W Val. And there were 60 lawsuits. Were people indicted around the election, the subversion case?
Yeah, the election into subversion stuff from Russia, absolutely. Because that was allowed by a lot of U.S. officials to happen. And, sir, when we talk about election interference, when it comes to Russia, what y'all fail to understand is it wasn't like they went and hacked a machine or went and got into the deal. It was a information attack on the U.S. through social media against the Democrats. That's why your theory is stupid.
Get him, Val. W Val.
This is not rocket science.
No. We keep having to relitigate things of the past with MAGA, and it's almost like they're deliberately focusing on that, and they're not paying attention, honestly, to the it's utter destruction they're about to run into right in the near future. Why
Oh,
are you?
absolutely. They keep going down these lines and falling for these traps and these misinformation schemes and stuff
Yeah,
like that. I mean, I'll go look up the letter, but I doubt there's any proof that even Zuckerberg even wrote this. These are, you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
These are going to be the things I'm probably going to find. This is
yeah,
probably going to be another conspiracy theory put together by AI and a whole bunch of other stuff out there that we've got to watch out for these days. But the truth is misinformation is the problem,
yeah,
and people that keep falling for it because they won't source anything is going to happen. And hey, I'm going to tell you right now, it's happened to me, it's happened to Zeus, it's happened to all of us. Right? We've all fell down this trap.
yeah,
And we'll come to find out that there was something jicky about the information. But the difference between us is we'll tell you, oh yeah, that was not good.
yeah,
That's the difference. And
yeah.
where y'all will sit and you will hold on to that information that is not worth the paper it's written on, and
Gullible,
think it is
yeah,
absolutely real. Absolutely real. You will turn on something like OAN or Newsmax. You know what I'm saying? Or Fox
yeah,
News. You will listen to this mess and not go source a single thing, not understanding that watching Fox News, OAN, and Newsmax right now is no different than getting on this social media app. You are
yeah.
more likely to get bad information than you are good information.
Yeah, and that's a good point, Val. We run into the same, headlines and attention, clickbait. We run into all of that too, but we
Right.
do go the extra step and try to validate it and make it make sense. And what do you think about his inability to actually connect the dots? I was trying to help him understand Trump was actually, in my opinion, partially responsible for the Afghanistan withdrawal, and he couldn't do it.
It wasn't partially responsible. He set up the entire plan.
Bingo. There you go, W
Okay,
Val.
there's no partial to it.
Thank you.
This man drew us from 13,000 troops down to 2,500 troops. That's what was left in Afghanistan when we did this withdrawal. And
Yep.
Biden had no choice. Not only that, people forget there was not a peaceful transfer of power.
Boom.
So
Yeah.
there was no real information. This all had to be researched and found out. And by the time you get through all this mess, then the date's coming up that we were supposed to release.
Yeah.
He goes to try to extend it. This becomes a thing. But I also want you to remember something else. This country has never withdrawn from a situation like Afghanistan without loss of life. It's never
you.
happened.
Yeah.
It
See, I didn't
happen
know
in
that, but see,
Vietnam.
that's a
It
good
didn't
point.
happen in Korea. It didn't happen in WW2. Okay, these things are volatile.
And did Joe Biden say anything like, well, they knew what they signed up for when these
No,
soldiers
absolutely
lost their
not.
life? Unlike Donald Trump.
No, the difference between Joe Biden and Donald Trump is Joe Biden was actually there when they were received home.
Thank you. Stop making excuses for Donald Trump's just total incompetence and his disrespect for our men and women in uniform. Did Joe Biden, Val, have our men and women in uniform laying down the red carpet for a war criminal in Alaska?
Absolutely not. He'd have done the same thing Obama did. He'd have shaken his hand and stared him down and let him know that he's not the leader here.
Thank you. This is what it's totally turned into. We have literally a president that is repeating and promoting it. Actually, he's pushing it. Russian propaganda, misinformation, and disinformation. He's selling it and he pushes it onto his followers, and they literally eat it up like pigs eating slop.
Yeah, no, we wouldn't have had soldiers do that. And you know what else we wouldn't have soldiers do?
What's that?
We wouldn't have soldiers going out and getting in our streets and pointing their weapons at American citizens.
Sick. Sad day in America when this is what it's turned into. And all of that's just a distraction from the Epstein files. And his supporters, they're part of it. As far as I'm concerned, they're part of the deep state cover up, and they're going to get dealt with as well because judgment is surely upon this nation. All right, Val, well, listen, we're around that time. And
All right. Thank you, buddy.
thank you for coming up this morning, W. Val. No lies detected. All right, no lies detected. No lies detected. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Now, it wouldn't be a party if we didn't. I didn't check in with my good friend Nutty. Nutty, welcome. How are you doing, bro?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing all right. I'm doing all right. You see what we're dealing with right now. I'm trying to get people to register to vote and get out here and really stand up for this democracy because we won't have it left. But then you see stuff like what Cosmo did. What are your thoughts? Or do you have anything else left that you wanted to say real quickly?
Yeah, so very, very quickly. First, to the other guests, I need you to look up what the what the word tokenism means, because you kept getting accused of tokenizing Herman Cain. I need you to understand what the word tokenism means, sir. Now, I agree with Val. I got, 30 shades of dumber listening to Cosmo. And Val, you did it, excuse me, Zeus, you did it masterfully. I'm sitting here yelling at my phone like I'm a Fruit Loop dingus. I'm yelling at my phone. I'm yelling at you, Zeus, as if you can hear me, and I'm not even in the
I
box.
heard you. I hear everyone yelling.
But see, I gotta give you credit, sir. You did it masterfully, and you did it. I think the reason I got so triggered is because you were very calm in your assertion.
Yeah.
And me, I would have wigged out on Cosmo.
Part of it, Nutty, in all honesty, is I've been flagged so many times today. I was like, okay, I gotta dial it back.
I've been
but
here
I
every
had
time
to
you've
keep
been
the show
flagged.
going. But you
Yeah.
saw it. I'm glad you saw it though, because
Yeah.
this is very painful in a lot of situations to just endure.
So the thing that you did masterfully, and you made him twitch. You made his booty hole itch.
Oh, you're going back to being spicy again.
I'm going. You know what? I never left. So when you took him down, who was in office during this time? And
Correct.
thank you, because I need you to get a press badge so you can go into the press pool.
Oh,
Because we need people to continue the follow-up question
Yeah.
and not let things go.
Yeah.
Not let things go.
Yeah.
You kept at it. Who did this all begin under? And he wouldn't say it because he knew he was caught. He knew he was backed into a corner.
Dope.
He knew that his logic wasn't logicking. He thought that he could get up in this live, and he thought he was dealing with some dumb Democrats. This is what he thought. But when you calmly, masterfully backed him into a corner
yeah.
and made him think about what he was saying, he twitched out. And he kept saying, I want to read the letter. And then you brought somebody up like Val. Why did you do that? Why did you do that? Why did you bring Val?
Give him a lifeline. Because I'm the
again,
good cop. Val is the bad cop. You know how this goes. I'm usually the good cop, but I was trying to help him out. Seriously.
And again, Val, he stayed on point. Give me a date. Give me the date. Despite him trying to read this phony letter, whatever it was, give me the date. That's all we care about. What's the date?
Yep.
So this is what we need more of, you all. And I'm speaking to myself just as much as I'm speaking to the people in the kingdom. When we crash out on them, because we hear so much stupidity, the first thing we want to do is crash out on their butts, right?
Correct.
But they win when we do that.
I agree. And it took you a long time to say that, Nutty, but you know what? I'm glad you grow.
You know what?
W, Nutty.
It took me a very
He's
long
right.
time to say that. But when we crash out, they win because we're not holding them accountable of what they're saying. Because we're giving them the out. Jim, stop.
I give it to Jim. Jim doesn't crash out though. She unloads. That's completely different.
She crashes out in a different way.
She
then I crash out.
unloads. She doesn't crash.
She
She
does.
unloads. She unloads, and it just keeps
She
going.
she
And
does.
I'm done. Please,
She,
Jim, don't do it to me anymore. Because that's how they feel when she's done. I said,
and
wow.
Jim, you better go back and give me a thumbs up. You better go back.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
but yeah, so Jim did. She brought up a valid point when Cosmo was in the box. Whose inauguration did Mark Zuckerberg attend? Cosmo. I'll wait. No, I won't wait. He attended Donald Trump's. He attended Donald Trump's. So this fictitious letter that you want to tell us about, Cosmo,
Yeah.
do you really expect us to believe it has validity at all? Because I didn't see him at Biden's. It's not like he couldn't have gone. You brought up the peaceful transfer of power. We didn't have a peaceful transfer of power. All of these things, they're not looking at. They're not looking at these things. So, with that being said, Sunday, 5 p.m., don't miss classes
And
in session.
and Nutty, before you get to
101.
that, we got to do this.
Yes.
Didn't Meta settle a lawsuit earlier this year?
They did indeed. They
So
did
so
indeed.
so Cosmo, go look into that.
So that brings me to a different point, Zeus.
Yeah.
So why are people settling lawsuits if what they're doing is truthful and if they're telling the truth? Why are they settling lawsuits? I
Yeah.
hear a pin drop right now.
Yeah, I would write a letter and say all that stuff if it means I could get off the hook for a lawsuit. I mean, that's again, that's why when he said in the letter, it started off with Meta saying, "I believe." I'm going, well, that's what you say when you don't want to be, held accountable for words that you're saying, right? Because that's totally different saying, "I 100% can certify this, that, and the other."
Absolutely. And Cosmo is known for doing what Cosmo does.
Living
He's known for this.
living in the
He's known for
cosmos, so to
this.
speak. Yeah.
But the other gentleman that you had up here, and I use the term gentleman very loosely, the other gentleman that you had up here and you brought attacking, attacking is just the all-time GOAT. I'm just going to, because I had the same article pulled up about Herman Cain. Beware, MAGA, when you come in here and you make claims and you make statements, attacking is lurking. And all he's doing is lurking. So when he gets in the box, if you hear him say, "Can I have the big screen?" you better run.
Bingo.
Because
All
when
right.
attacking asks for the big screen, it's over. Zeus, I know you got to get out of here. Have a great day, buddy.
All right, W Nutty. Nutty is spot on. Nutty is spot on. All right. And this is what makes this show totally amazing, and incredible and spectacular. All right. Well, let's see, ladies and gentlemen. Look at the time. All right. I know Q Dog was saying Shay needs to come up here. Shay, you got a couple of minutes on you. All right. If not, don't worry. We'll deal with it. Another day. All right. But what an incredible show. I appreciate every single one of you for coming in and tuning in this morning. As you can see, we've been attacked. They go after me because all I'm doing is sharing the truth about what real Americans are out here feeling in terms of how the Trump administration is totally the most incompetent and corrupt and dangerous administration ever known to mankind. All right. And so we're going to keep up the great work. I want to give a special thank you to all the subscribers, gifters, moderators, and panelists, because honestly, without you, this show wouldn't be what it is. Entertaining, definitely. Engaging, definitely. And definitely educational. But I also got to give one last round of, you guessed it, booze and shame. And this goes out to all the Zeus haters out there, and they know exactly who they are. These are the people who wake up day in and day out, and you know exactly what they do. They come after me because I'm giving them their God honest truth. I'm ruining their breakfast, their lunch, their dinner, and everything in between. And instead of just going on about their miserable lives, they'd rather come on in here and try to bother me and make me get all rattled. But I'm not going to be rattled. I'm actually getting stronger. Every time you do what you do, MAGA, you make me understand that I got to go deeper and deeper. And so what I'll do is this, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and warm up the lake of fire and send these deranged, hell-bent lunatics where they belong, straight to hell.
Silence!
right, ladies and gentlemen. Well, take care and stay safe out there in those TikTok streets. Don't do nothing I wouldn't do. We are out of here. Have a great rest of your morning. Let's go. Have a great rest of your morning. Cena. No, you won't, Eugene. I'm the most handsome. Check out my features. All right, you see how I'm structured? Both accounts survive. W Jim. Hey, W. Red. W. Yeah, thank you. I see you, Jim. W. Zena. You always take good care of your puppies, Zena. Oh, thank you. Wow, who did that? Wow. What an amazing group. I mean, I tell you, I've never seen anyone like this. Wow, Sydney. Wow. I think there's a delay. Fireworks. Wow. Thank you, everyone. Hey, it's doing a little bit of a lag, all right? Seriously, W Cindy. Hey, W VIP. You guys want me to drill, baby drill? You know, do I need to do the drill, baby drill, or do we got to get up out of here? Which one is it? I'm looking at. Someone said no. Someone said no. Okay, more. There's a lot more yeses than no's. Deb says no. Yes. Deb, they got me. Fine, Deb. Wow, W, Jin. Okay. I'll do it halfway. We'll do it halfway. We'll do it halfway. That's a compromise. All right, and then I got to get out of here. Seriously.
All of a sudden, about a year and a half ago, when she was getting killed in the polls,
She said, we took drill baby drill from him. All right, it's ours now. He's not doing it, just like he's not doing everything.
She's a radical left Marxist. She can't help it. But we're going to end that, and we will frack, and drill baby drill. We're going to be for these guys. We're going to drill. We're going to take out so much money. We're going to pay down our debt. We're going to lower taxes to you.
Here goes.
Insane asylums. You know, they go crazy when they say
what?
The late great Hannibal Lecter.
Hit it.
Drill, baby, drill. We're going to frack. Drill, there's a frack. There's a baby, there's a lesson in the area.
Yeah, let's go. And then all of a sudden, hey, let's go. When she was getting killed in the pack, she said, I like W. Leah. They always go back to what they want. They always go back. She can't help it. She's a radical. And we're gonna end that, and we will. Levica. I think that's how you say it. Hey, Gen Z, let's go. We're gonna take out so much money. We're gonna pay down our debt. We're gonna lower your taxes. The insane asylums, you know they go crazy when I say hit it. Let's go. Drill, baby, drill. We're gonna frack. Let's go. Here it goes. I'm gonna go crazy when I say what do you say? Oh, Hannibal Lecter.
They say, why would you mention Hannibal Lecter?
Yeah, why would you mention Hannibal Lecter?
We're gonna lower your taxes.
Oh,
Deep insane asylums. You know they go crazy when I say the late great Hannibal. Drill, baby, drill.
WGN, wow, so nice, mighty kind of you. Thank you so much. The insane asylums. When I say the late great Hannibal, drill. Hey, let's go. How low can you go? Hey, how low? Hey, like it's Hannibal Lecter. Drill, baby, drill like it's Hannibal. Let's go. We're gonna lower your taxes. Deep insane asylums. You know they go crazy when I say, all right, how much do you owe? All right, because it's real simple what we do over here. All right, we're going to pay off all your debt, and then we're going to lower your taxes like you wouldn't believe like that. We're going to hit it out of the park. Wow, look at that. Because guess what we know? There's so much liquid gold underneath our feet, and all we got to do is drill, baby, drill to get to it, all right? And then after that, we'll do a little bit of that fracking action because we know you like that. Am I right, ladies and gentlemen? All right, I got to get out of here, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all, and I'll see you tomorrow. Same Zeus time, same Zeus channel. Stay safe out there in those TikTok streets, all right? We're out of here.